Hi, I'm Bruce Hampton here at Mount Comfort RV. What I'm going to show you today is a Coachmen Freelander. Right now I'm going to start right here at the owning generator. The main thing that you want to keep an eye on is you want to make sure they run. Make sure you're using them with the full load. And you also want to make sure that you're checking the oil before you start it up. Got your oil and dipstick's going to be right here for you. You also have another breaker that is going to be right back there. So if that trips when you're operating on the generator side, make sure you turn it back on or find the source why it tripped. So you can start it from the outside or you can start it from the inside. And then now you got your electrical power, which is the 110, comes in your coach. It's going to be a 30 amp service. Now a lot of times they'll have you adapt down to 15 amp if you're going to plug it into your house, but you cannot run everything off that 15. You cannot run the AC, but you can run just your lights, your refrigerator, so you can keep it cool before you go out camping. And how this disconnects, just unscrew it, just unplug it. That's how it disconnects from there. So all your outside compartment doors takes the 751 key. And also takes your city water connection door also. So the black hookup right here is going to be your city water connection only. The white hookup is going to be your tank flush, which goes to your black water tank. So you make sure you use a drinking water hose and also make sure you use a pressure regulator to operate this. You can fill your freshwater tank through here or your city water connection off this valve right here. It also has a light switch or a little pump switch right there. So you can operate your pump, that way you don't have to run all the way inside to do it. And right next to that is going to be your cable TV hookup. The way you got a campsite that has cable TV, you can hook up right there for you. Tire pressure on this one is going to be 65 front and 80 rear. Make sure you double check lug nuts. Make sure you also double check the tire pressure before you take off for any trips. Your fuel tank's going to be here, of course. And then you also have your black water and your gray water valves is going to be right there for you. Make sure you have a sewer hose. Make sure when you dump them that you dump the black side first and rinse everything out with your gray water. And always make sure you got this cap put back on before you travel with it. Just storage for you all throughout. A lot of storage for you to store anything that you want to. Just no kids, cats, dogs, or anything else like that. And you also got your roof rack and ladder. You can walk anywhere you want to on top of the roof. The main thing to do is just make sure you check the seals up on the roof and make sure you got your tree branches that's been knocked down, make sure they're off also. Always get up there every 6 to 8 months and check the seals, reseal it if necessary. It's your outside receptacle so you can plug in extra lights and stuff like that if you need to. And it also comes with another solar charger option. That way it has a solar charger panel that you can plug in there, so that way you can charge the batteries if you don't have any source of 110. And you also have your generator or your furnace right here for you. And you also have your refrigerator right here for you. Then you also have your 12 volt or your LP water heater is going to be right there for you. And then you got inside the door is going to be your awning, which is right here for you. A lot of times they'll get stuck, so you just barely pull that out and then run this out. You always want to make sure you get enough room to run them out, and always make sure you got enough, if it's too windy out, to crank it back in. It also has these arms right here. You want to tilt them, crank this down like that so you can tilt so you can get extra shade. That way they keep the sun off of you. Always make sure you crank it in before you take off. You can see I got the LED light on. That switch is located right inside the door also. It's a patio light. And you also got your battery disconnect's gonna be right there for you. Now I'm gonna show you the inside. So right down here is gonna be all your main breakers and fuses. They're all pretty much labeled what they go to, so if they're tripped just like that, just make sure you come back and reset them or find the source why it's tripped. You also have your 12 volt fuses gonna be right here. The two 40 amp fuses, one goes to the battery, one goes to the battery charger. So make sure you check those, and right next to each light, or each fuse, is gonna be a little red light that shows you when it's popped. Well, it doesn't, that way it shows you if that fuse is popped. And then on this, right over here, this is the leveling jacks. Turn that on. That says the front and rear. They're just stabilizer jacks. They're not actually leveling jacks like on the bigger motorhomes. So what this does is just stabilize the coach. It doesn't really label or level the whole coach. You just hit each button by hand, and then when you're ready to leave, just hit retract all, and it'll retract all those jacks. Make sure you do shut that power off, because that is tied to your house battery. And that will run that house battery down. And then right up here, it's going to be all your main tanks, monitor panel. Also tells you how much LP you have in it, how much your battery condition is, how much water you got in freshwater tank, black water, and your gray water. Even though it does have a slider and switch, this does not have the slide out mechanism on this coach. Water pump switch, then your gas water heater to light your gas water heater on the outside. Generator start and stop switch is going to be here. Also it has the hour meter. The first thing you do is just hit start. And then right behind that is going to be your refrigerator. Your refrigerator is what they call electric and gas refrigerator. So let's say if you go to a campsite that has electric, you'll make sure you have it on electric side. So I usually just make sure you put it on the auto and let it do its thing. Now once you lose that electrical power, it's automatically going to switch over to LP gas as long as you have the LP tank turned on the outside. You always want to let this run a good 5 hours before you start putting stuff in it. And it also comes with these storage arms. What you do with that, so when you're ready to put it in storage, slide it on there. Keeps that door open so it doesn't get mildew build up during the storage time. And right over here is going to be your stove and oven. To light the stove, just flip this over to light. Got a little sparkler right here on the side. Same way with the rest of them. And then on the oven itself, flip this over to pilot on and push that button in. While you have that button in, take your long barbecue lighter. You want to light it back here at this coupler. All the way back right here till you see a blue flame. Once you see the blue flame, you set your temperature all the way over so you can set your temp. If you're staying at the campsite for a while, you can flip the pilot on, or you can actually just shut it off completely. And then you got your light switch, then your fan switch. Then you also got your household microwave. It's going to be right there for you. And right behind me is the thermostat. It goes to your AC and furnace. You hit your power button, it's going to tell you that everything's off. Hit your power button again, it's going to tell you that your fan's on auto. Again for cool, and just set your temperature for the AC. I'm going to let that run so you can hear what the AC sounds like. AC comes through the roof. Your heat comes through the floor. You got a heating duct over here and right over on the other side of the door. And then for heat, just hit your mode button again. You're gonna go to furnace and set your temperature. Then right below that is going to be your LP detector and CO2 detector. That's going to sense any LP leaks inside the coach. If it starts beeping, shut all your flames off and exit the coach and find somebody or give a dealership a call that can actually come out and fix it for you. You also have a smoke detector right up there for you. That takes a 9-volt battery. Make sure you check it every 6 to 8 months. And then shut this down until it says off. Then in the bathroom you do have a GFCI breaker. So if that's tripped, just come back and reset it or find the source why it's tripped. And on this type of toilet, make sure you don't use any household toilet paper. Make sure you use the RV toilet paper. It's a step style toilet, so barely push down to fill the bowl up. To flush it, push it all the way down. So you want to make sure you use the special kind of toilet paper on this and cleaner. And if it gets too bad, you do have exhaust vent fan right above it. Crank that up like so and hit your power button. That circulates all the air out. And in the shower, pretty self-explanatory. Got your hot and cold right here. You also got your on and off switch right here, so you can conserve water if you need to. And then it also has a light right there, which is the light switch on the wall to shut that light off. No storage underneath this bed because you have your freshwater tanks underneath here. But you do got your charging ports on that side for you, so you can charge your cell phones for you at night. And then you got your regular light switch on the light itself, which is right over here, that way for your reading light. And a lot of storage for you in the back. And then over here on this wall is your TV hookup. That way you can hook up another TV if you need to take another TV with you. And you also got your sliding windows right there for you. And then on that side is the same windows on this side. So this is the Freelander. It's a 27QB, and that wraps up the presentation on this.